Hey everybody, Hank Without a Rim Travels here. Welcome back to Walt Disney World. We're here at the Magic Kingdom, and today is the day. Hopping on the Liberty Belle for a spin around the rivers of America, and then we're going to jump on a raft over to Tom Sawyer Island. Been talking about doing that for a while, so today is the day. And lunch over at Columbia Harbour House again. All right, so let's board. Come on.
By nature, all video and photos freeze time. So this little video is my time capsule, so to speak, of what the rivers of America looked like in 2024. This way, future generations can just appreciate the beauty of that vista and the Liberty Belle sailing her half-mile tour around Tom Sawyer Island.
We'll be over there in a little while. So super excited to visit Tom Sawyer Island. It's been, my dad used to love Tom Sawyer Island, and he's been gone now for about 18 years. So that's how long it's been since we've visited the island. Still, I will say that I'm not sure Disney's making, the right decision removing Rivers of America altogether. Scenically, anyway, it's just so beautiful and such a gorgeous part of the park. And, you know me, I've been coming here since I was 1, so I can't even imagine what this will look like when they pave that over. And, folks say, oh, when was the last time you rode I actually rode earlier this year. I do actually ride it. It's a nice way to just kind of relax, and take a quick ride across the rivers.
One of the first structures you see as you leave the dock is Harper's Mill right there. And we'll talk a little more about that once I'm on the island. But the tour around the river is about 17 minutes long and narrated by none other than Mark Twain himself. And he shares his memories, of his time on the Mississippi. It's history, guys. This is a historical part of American culture. As much as the Hall of Presidents, the Liberty Belle, and Walt Disney's idyllic Main Street, USA. It takes us back, and so important to remember where we came from. Plus, you get these outstanding views of Big Thunder Mountain and the Haunted Mansion on the other side that you're not going to see, obviously, from any other perspective around the park. Next up is Potter's Mill. See the windmill right there? Gonna check that out as well. And we will walk across Superstition Bridge over to the fort, which you're gonna get a peek of in a second. Here's Big Thunder Mountain. I really love checking it out from this angle. There he goes. There's the fort. You get a better view from the other side of the river. Scattered throughout, you're going to find lots of little animals. Here you've got some deer. And here's what an early American settlement looked like back in that time. Imagine living in that little shack. Then off on this side, you've got the Alligator Swamp Shack. That old man's been sitting out there for 50 odd years. And his smiling alligator. Doesn't that alligator look like he's smiling at you? Then we cross over into a little Native American village. And you see the railroad tracks in the back? That's where the Walt Disney World Railroad crosses through this area of the tour. You've got more animals. And here is another part of the village. It's just so pretty. And over here you've got a burial ground. Isn't that interesting? Mark Twain points it out to you. And here we're coming up on Fort Langhorn, which we're going to visit a little later in the video. See the folks waving? Have you noticed, if you look closely, everyone waves at the Liberty Belle? It's just such a nice human connection. Here's the other side of Superstition Bridge, and the beautiful haunted mansion. Well, there you have it. That concludes our tour aboard the Liberty Belle. And yes, she is a working reproduction of the vessels that ferried folks up and down the Mississippi back in colonial times, with a working steam engine, by the way.
That was super nice. And again, a real shame that it's going to be going away. I hope so much Disney reconsiders. And, if you agree with me, we can always reach out. They've changed their minds before on things that fans, didn't agree with. So this is definitely, I'm all for change, but this is definitely one of those things that I would love to see Rivers of America stay. I mean, it was Walt's original idea at Disneyland, and they brought it over to Magic Kingdom here. So I think it's important, and I'd love for it to stay. The Liberty Belle, as well as Tom Sawyer Island. All right, let's head over and grab some food.
Welcome back to Columbia Harbor House. If you follow my vlogs, you know I love this place. And each video I mention mobile order and why you should be placing an order in the app versus standing in line. Check out my fish and chips. And those amazing hush puppies. Yum.
Well, probably don't have to tell you. 5 out of 5 stars. We were here, just a couple of videos back, and I had the salmon, which was delicious. Today, fish and chips, super crispy, really nice, and the hush puppies, oh my God, my favorite. So, can't recommend it enough. Again, the lines were insane downstairs, and I mobile ordered, boom, done in no time. I just don't get those lines. I feel like a broken record. But I always tell my folks, my clients, book it in the app, do the mobile order. There's no reason to wait in those crazy lines. Anyway, heading over to Tom Sawyer Island. Let's go explore. Come on.
I just can't tell you how exciting it is to hop on that log raft and head over to the island after, years of not having experienced it and been talking about it pretty much all this year. So excited I finally made it to Tom Sawyer Island. Here you've got a quick shot from the raft itself. And there's one heading back to the dock. And here we go. We're approaching the island. I think part of what confuses folks, and someone got off the raft and said, "Oh, I thought this was a ride." Because it's a self-guided tour, a lot of people don't know what to do on the island. Perhaps if Disney had kind of tour guides that escorted groups to the different little, sites on the island, that might make all the difference and make it more valuable to guests.
Okay, here we are. Tom Sawyer Island. That little raft was like 2 minutes. So, as I was saying, it's been at least 18 years. So, a little over a decade since I've been on this little island. Don't even know where to start, but let's explore. Come on.
And here's your first little sign. Tom welcoming you to the island. Got a map over here, and I decided to go counterclockwise, starting with Harper's Mill.
Here's Harper's Mill.
I get the disconnect between Tom Sawyer and, today's kids, as it's no longer taught in schools. But Joe Harper was Tom Sawyer's buddy in the book.
Let's walk through there.
Maybe it's me, but I could have sworn that this water wheel used to move. Let me know in the comments if I'm just making that up or if it actually moved at one point. There's the Liberty Belle. Let's head over there, see if we can check her out from a different angle. And there she is in all her glory. How cool to see her from the island. Yeah, totally different angle. Love it. And there's the riverboat landing. And here are those signatures. Huck Finn. And Tom loves Becky Thatcher, which was love at first sight.
It's pretty neat because I've always seen that from the other angle, you know, across the river. So it's cool to be on here on the island. Let's walk to this little area over here. Again, which normally I only see from the opposite side.
There's Riverboat Landing in the background, and it's crazy to think that a man-made river has all this wildlife. Totally get the appeal of sitting there and just chilling out, kind of disconnecting from the hustle and bustle of the Magic Kingdom. Hey, there's the Haunted Mansion back there. We're going this way.
There's a little trail over here. It's totally crooked. Interesting.
You're gonna notice a lot of floor shots in this section on the island because I didn't want to go splat and end up on the floor with camera and everything, you know? We've arrived at Barrel Bridge. Oh boy.
Guess we're gonna do it. Let's walk. Oh, geez. That is crazy. There's still a little piece to go. Still got a little one over here. All right, here we go.
I survived.
That was exhausting.
Wanted to give you this shot so you can see, you know, how crooked and slanted the little path is. We've arrived at Potter's Mill, and although it doesn't look like much on the outside, did you know that on the inside it actually pays homage to one of Disney's earliest films, The Old Mill, and it was the first to use the multi-plane camera. Incredible, right? All right, let's enter Old Scratch's Mystery Mine, which is really the only mystery spot type attraction ever built by Disney, as far as we know.
Oh boy, here we go.
What's a mystery spot attraction? Another American original. So back in the day, they had these attractions that proliferated across the country, making incredible use of perspective tricks. So that's why this cave feels tight and twisting and tilted. It's all an illusion.
It's all like twisted.
And yeah, that tilt is totally intentional, so it leans you toward those magnetic jewels.
Whoa.
There you go, check them out. So cool. And having a little bit of this additional knowledge, doesn't that kind of make this place just that much more special?
Surprisingly, there's AC in here, so it's nice and cool inside this mine. Let's keep going.
I did run into someone coming from the opposite direction, so I had to kind of cut that bit out. But we're almost at the end. You can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
That's it. We're out. So it's kind of in and out the same way. Very interesting. That was fun.
Okay, it's time to cross Superstition Bridge and head over to Fort Langhorn. Here we go.
I've got another little bridge over here, and I can see the Haunted Mansion to my right. this is not as bouncy as the barrels over there. Check it out.
Once you cross the bridge, did you know there's a little viewing platform right here for an amazing view of Big Thunder Mountain Railroad? Check that out.
So let's head into the fort. As an adult, I've always wondered what's in there, because I haven't made it on the island, like I said, in ages. Big Thunder. There it goes. Let's head on in. Come on.
There's a nice shot of the fort. And did you know that the fort's original name was Fort San Clemens, after Mark Twain? That's his real name. It was changed in '96 with the release of Disney's Tom and Huck film. And check it out, there are audio animatronic chickens and horses in here. How cool is that? And you've got a little dog and some soldiers off on this side. I swear I do not remember these audio animatronics from the last time I visited ages ago. Now we're on the second level. You've got some cannons in here. Use cotton when shooting. Typical Tom. I mean, this place is a kid's paradise, is it not? Where you just let your imagination run wild. And I think that was kind of the whole point. Place to escape, self-guided tour, and just let your imagination take you away. Another interesting bit of trivia. Did you know that before they began construction on Tom Sawyer Island at Disneyland, Walt trashed those plans and decided that he was going to set up the landscape and create all the little coves and inlets that were part of the island. That one opened all the way back in 1956. I mean, I am talking history, guys. This is historical, and such a shame to do away with it and pave it over to bring a couple of modern attractions to the park. Here's another of those shots of the floor, being extra careful.
I'm gonna take the escape tunnel.
Now, I'll admit I was a little nervous going into this tunnel. I had heard it's kind of tight and claustrophobic. Thanks to this camera, you're able to see a lot more than I did. Nope, wrong way. Let's head this way. For me, it was complete darkness. Couldn't see a thing. And yes, the walls are quite tight. You get to this little section here where you kind of have to squeeze through sideways. But so fun and so cool, makes you feel like you're 12 again. And did you know Walt Disney's initials are carved into the rock? I had someone behind me, so I didn't really have a chance, but check it out next time you visit Tom Sawyer Island.
Yeah, that was pretty tight, but neat. I've done tons of climbing, bouncing on the bridges. I'm exhausted. You guys know I'm old, but what a blast. I don't remember, honestly, I don't remember. This is like I'm doing it for the first time because it's been so many years. But what a shame to lose this. I really, really hope that Disney reconsiders and that they market this in another way, or maybe reinvent the island experience itself. It is very, very cool, as you've just seen. We're gonna be heading out, but I gotta grab something to drink. The water in here is hot. Bring a bottled water, and my advice would be do it early in the morning, first thing. And separate some time to explore. There's actually a lot of stuff to do in here. All right, let's go ahead, head on out, and grab something to drink.
So, ultimately for me, Tom Sawyer Island is a place born out of Walt Disney's his 12-year-old self's imagination. He hand drew it, designed the caves, the fort, the bridges. It's a place that as a child, he would have gone absolutely wild in. And I think that is still valuable for kids today. I know we've got all these advances in technology and all that, but we should not discount our imaginations. And we should definitely not go to the extreme of tearing down a beautiful creation that Walt himself dreamt up.
And that's going to do it for another quick day over at Walt Disney World here at the Magic Kingdom. So happy I got a chance to come to Tom Sawyer Island and take a spin around Rivers of America on the Liberty Belle. I am definitely going to miss it. Still hoping that Disney reconsiders, because it's just a shame to lose this. It's history and nostalgia, and it is the thing that separates Walt Disney World from other theme parks. So, I would caution the current folks in top positions to forget nostalgia, thinking about new attractions and capacity for attractions. It's a kind of a fine line. Anyway, heading out. As always, if there's anything I can do to help get you booked here at Walt Disney World, I always forget to say it, but I don't charge a fee. What you're going to pay online at waltdisneyworld.com is exactly what you'd pay with me. Only you have, someone's help and all the little tips and tricks that I know in my 50 years of coming to Walt Disney World. All right? I will catch you on the next one. As always, have an out of this world day, you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.